Few things to think about as we get started here and we discuss fire safety. You certainly want to participate and practice building your fire with a comparable grill at home before you come to the tailgate cookout contest. And the other thing is, not only do you need to practice fire safety, but it needs to be closely supervised by a responsible adult at home. So as we go forward here and we start to discuss the logistics of building your fire, you want to select the right amount of charcoal. So if we think about the amount of product that we're going to be cooking here today, this is probably about spot on for the amount of charcoal that we need. If we have entirely too much charcoal, then it'll take it too long for it to burn down, will be ineffective, and we'll probably have too hot a fire ultimately as compared to the amount of product that we're using or the product that we're going to cook. On the other hand, if we don't have enough charcoal, we can always add some more. We can. But if we don't start with enough, then it's possible that we will have to add more because we'll run out of necessary heat to make things go. So we've got a proper amount here to start with. Now, next thing that we'll want to do is to, unless you're using pre-soaked briquettes, is that we'll want to use some lighter fluid here to make sure that we thoroughly soak all these briquettes. Make sure that you store the lighter fluid a safe distance away from your grill. Our next step here will be to actually light our grill. Two ways to do this. There's more than this actually. You can use a starter chimney here as well, but here we've already made a pile of our briquettes. We're good to go, and then I could either use a good long handled lighter, in which way that I could light the briquettes directly, or in this case, since I have a short conventional lighter, I will light this paper. Which will then give me more flexibility as I light the briquettes. After you've made your initial light, certainly use good common sense and step away from the fire. We want to make sure that these briquettes thoroughly burn off all of the lighter fluid that we had utilized, and they'll want to establish a nice gray color before we proceed with cooking. We certainly don't want to have cooked food that tastes like lighter fluid or has not been effectively reached the proper temperature of cooking yet. Looks like our fire's about ready. It's been burning down about 20 minutes from the time that we initially lit it there. And as we look here, all of these coals have changed and now have assumed a pretty gray color. And so once we take and we roll these out, the heat will start to dissipate. It'll be more even here across the grate, but then at the same time, as we let a little more air get to it, then it'll start to burn a bit hotter here for the next bit. So now we're ready to start. It's at this point when the coals are gray that if you would like to add some additional hardwoods to impart an additional flavor to the cooked product, you could. This is actually mesquite, but you could use any number of different hardwoods: oak, hickory, cherry, peach, citrus, you name it. Just don't use pine. But, and that will impart some flavor and it will generate some smoke here in a little bit. Now, this is a very crucial component here when we lay the actual cooking grate on top of the grill. So I'm going to be cautious there and position this as such. Now I'm going to get my lid, place that. We're ready to cook. Be mindful that if you are going to adjust the damper on the grill, that if you do it now, soon this lid will be exceptionally hot. You'll need to use an oven glove to do that. If I do it right this minute, it's okay, but it needs to be done either really early on to adjust the amount of air that gets into your fire, or it needs to be done after you put an oven glove on. Remember, practice extensively at home on a comparable grill. And very, very important, when we're working with fire, you certainly need to have adult supervision to ensure that everything's okay.